Hello, it is Sunday, Fun Day, November 17th, 2019. Steve Sipress here with a quick bit of advice for all entrepreneurs. Take it or leave it, as always. But entrepreneurs, successful ones, we tend to have what the rest of society thinks is a disorder. They call it ADD or ADHD, but that's pretty much Ned Hallowell, world expert on ADHD, calls it the entrepreneur's gene or the entrepreneur's trait or whatever he calls it. And true, very few people. There's about 30 million small businesses, lion's share being small businesses here in the U.S. But very few of those people that own businesses are actually entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are always looking for opportunity, and we have a lot of trouble saying no to anything that looks like fun, looks like a good opportunity. So we have to learn how to control and handle our ADHD. And so little tidbit here, a good friend of mine, one of the world's a leading marketer and social marketing, social media expert. I think he might have written the first book on Twitter, or the first book on how to use Twitter for business. Hey, thanks for the likes. And anyway, he put a post on his Facebook page a few days ago that I could not help but respond with a sarcastic comment, as I am wont to do on social media. He posted something like, "Man, what do I do? What do you do when you have 17 projects on your desk?" And I responded, "Celebrate that I'm down from the usual 36. Now I got a couple of responses or whatever, but all right, so he responded a few days later, "Are you telling me you can really multitask 36 different things at once?" And I don't know if he's joking or serious or kidding, because I thought that, but that's why I'm talking about it today in this video, because I just thought that everyone knows that there's no such thing as multitasking. He didn't seem to be joking, but successful people know there's no such thing as multitasking. Most people think there is. Unsuccessful people definitely think there is. They think they're doing it even. They think, oh, I'm multitasking. I'm doing more than one thing at once. But the human brain does not work that way now. Not that I'm a neurological brain surgeon expert, but I pay a lot of attention to them. My business is all about human behavioral psychology, after all. Successful marketing is all based on that. Sid is here, good seeing you, so I do pay a lot of attention to the way the brain works. And of course the human brain is not designed, cannot do two things at once. So all you're really doing when you think you're multitasking is you're doing two things poorly at the same time, because you're jumping from one to the other, and you might jump very quickly, giving yourself the illusion, or somebody else the illusion, that you're multitasking. So for instance, you might be watching a movie on TV and also looking at your social media at the same time. Well, you think you're multitasking, but you're not. And you will know this when you miss something in the movie, and the person you're watching with, my beautiful wife Michelle, would say, "Oh, did you see that? Huh? What? Huh? Oh, right." Because did you really think? I guess some people do. They really thought they were watching the movie and doing social media at the same time, but the brain can't do both. So what you really did is you did a crappy job of watching the movie, and you probably did a crappy job of doing your social media, because if you're trying to listen or watch the movie and concentrate on that while you're typing something out or scrolling through or whatever in social media, you're doing a crappy job of too. So that was the joke. I have way too many projects that I'm working on at once. It is absolutely crazy. And I got to group them properly. I have to, when I'm managing my time, when I'm setting up my schedule, I have to arrange the project so that I'm making, for instance, a series of phone calls all at once, a series of client calls all together, a series of prospect calls, a series of my free consultations I set up all at once. You want one of those, you go to helpfromsteve.com. We get on the phone and I help you out. But I group those together so that my mind doesn't jump from, oh, it's a helpful call with a prospect or a client, to now I got to send an email to, I don't know, a doctor, an attorney. Now I have to do something technical. Or now I have to do research on a project, as opposed to now I'm actually recording the video for the project. Those are completely different functions. So I group things so that my brain can work in order. So I can write several different emails to different project managers on different projects, and they're all very similar. I can do those together, but if I ever think that I'm multitasking and somehow doing all these projects at once, that's ridiculous. So just sharing that with you in case you or anyone you know is under the illusion that there is such a thing as multitasking. It's killing your productivity. You want to focus on one thing at a time, and you want to group. If you have multiple things you're working on, you want to group them together to keep the mind in the flow. Once you get into, hey, now I'm in the flow of talking about this subject, I'm going to do lots of things about this subject. Maybe I have several projects and several things going on around that subject. You want to group them that way because there is no such thing as multitasking. All joking aside, you probably want to stay away from it. You'll be doing multiple things poorly. That's really what multitasking is. Anyway, that's it for Sunday Fun. It got pretty serious there for a fun day, but that'll do it for today, and I'll be back tomorrow. Speaking of serious, we'll have a ton of fun, and I'll give some serious business building tips based on something that landed in my mailbox recently, because it will be Direct Mail Monday. Thanks everyone watching live and on the replay, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Over and out.